On Tuesday, November 8th, voters across Missouri will have the opportunity to vote on a number of offices, like U.S. Senate and House, state legislature, and more. In addition to offices, voters will be asked to vote on what are called statewide ballot measures. These ballot measures are proposed amendments to the Missouri State Constitution. There are several such measures on November's ballot, but we want to focus on one in particular, called Amendment 4. Amendment 4 would give the Missouri State Legislature the power to force Kansas City to increase funding to KCPD without reimbursement from the state and without consent of Kansas City officials or voters. It was proposed by Missouri legislators over the objections of state senators and state representatives from Kansas City and would rob local voters of the power to make local budget decisions, a level of taxation without representation that no other Missouri city currently faces. For these reasons and more, we're strongly recommending that all who believe in democracy and oppose government overreach, especially those who live in Kansas City, vote no on Amendment 4. Yet, Amendment 4 is not the root of the problem. It's a symptom of a larger injustice. Specifically, the state of Missouri prevents Kansas City from controlling its own police department. It started as far back as the Civil War. It was then that the state of Missouri seized control of both Kansas City and St. Louis police departments. In 1932, Kansas City approved a home rule ordinance, but the police department was so corrupt under the ruling Pendergast machine that by 1939, the governor returned the department to state control under a board of police commissioners appointed by the governor. This is the system that continues to this day. In 2013, St. Louis won control of their police department back from the state, making Kansas City the only major city in Missouri and the entire country that doesn't have local control of their own law enforcement. This raises several concerns. First, the lack of local control violates our values of democracy. Those on the governor-appointed board are not accountable to voters because they aren't elected, and they're not appointed by those elected by Kansas City voters. Second, the lack of local control prevents financial accountability. Policing is one of the city's biggest budget items, but because we are under state control, no local officials are responsible or even capable of meaningfully influencing this huge budget item. Finally, the lack of local control is racially unjust. People of color and residents who live east of Troost are vastly underrepresented on the state-appointed board. Kansas City residents have tried to initiate both small and large reforms within KCPD's Board of Police Commissioners, but have not succeeded. For these reasons, we're asking KC residents not only to vote no on Amendment 4, but to voice their support for a solution to the root of the problem. Support local control of Kansas City Police Department from the overbearing and overreaching system of a governor-appointed board that is unelected and unaccountable to the people of Kansas City.